Hi, I'm Kate and I'd like to welcome you to the Grief Team Tools videos. The Grief Team is a project started by the Grief Doctor to share expertise that helps bereaved children and young people cope with their grief and adjust to their new lives. You're here because you're a parent, carer or professional supporting a young person to navigate their loss. Loss and grief is challenging for us all, but children in particular can struggle to process death itself and its permanence. Supporting them to develop good grief habits and to adjust to their new life is a big task, and we're here to help. The videos in this series share with you best practice concepts developed by Dr Shelley Gilbert, founder of the Grief Doctor and Grief Encounter. Shelley has worked for over 25 years as a child and adolescent psychotherapist, specialising in traumatic grief. 20 years ago, Shelley authored The Grief Book, an activity workbook that addresses the needs of bereaved children in a gentle but honest way. In response to the new online generation, we are making the Grief Book content available through videos. These videos aim to support young people on their journey of grief following the death of a loved one, with a particular focus on a parent or sibling. We focus on emotional and relational development and use trauma-informed and neuroscientific research. The videos in this series aim to open up honest conversations between adults and children about death and loss. The videos work with the concept of the upward spiral of grief, which acknowledges the non-linear nature of grief, while also building upon existing theories around bereavement. It speaks to the impact of death and loss, symbolised as a black hole that gradually diffuses, allowing colour to slowly return. The upward spiral of grief depicts grief as a complex process filled with confusion and circular emotions. Rather than solely focusing on acceptance and resolution as goals, this model suggests and encourages adjustment as the goal. The model shows how, with time and support, the impaired access to higher order brain functions can be restored, allowing healing and promoting learning, play, exploration, and creativity. The videos are primarily aimed at 5 to 13-year-olds, but could be used selectively with younger children, teenagers, and young adults. Although their focus is on the death of a parent or sibling, with guidance, the information and activities could be appropriate for processing the loss of grandparents and other significant family and friends. We recommend watching each video before sharing it with your young person in order to decide whether to sit with them whilst watching and completing the activities. Here's a sample from one of our videos. When we look at this picture, can you see a person who looks like they're in the same place on the spiral as where you are now? Have a think if someone looks like they're where you might be now. Where you are now might be different than where you were yesterday, this morning, or even 5 minutes ago. You might even want to think about where you were yesterday or this morning, just to see how feelings do come and go. Now that we know it's okay that our feelings will come and go, what's really important about the upward spiral is to think about if we're getting stuck in one feeling, or if our feelings feel so strong that we can't manage them. When supporting a bereaved child, it's important to acknowledge the elephant in the room, death. And to bring in humour, we'd like to share with you an outtake where we didn't get it quite right. Grief is a word that we use to describe all the thoughts and feelings that affect us when someone special in our life dies. If you'd like more support and to access the video series, you can visit our website at www.thegriefdoctor.co.uk or send an email to hello@thegriefdoctor.co.uk. If you're a professional working with bereaved children, you can order the Grief Book and other useful resources by contacting Grief Encounter through their website. If you're a bereaved parent or carer and would like to access the Grief Book and other useful resources, please contact Grief Encounter through their helpline. This information is available on their website, www.griefencounter.org.uk.